Hello and good afternoon to everybody. Manju Ganesh, Harshvardhan, Muttumani, Subramani, Kirtana, Kirti. Good afternoon, all of you. Now is the time for personal interview. We will sit and discuss few questions about, not few, there are almost 30 questions relating to personal interview. So we will talk about that. I would just like to check with you. Can you see whatever is there on the screen, the scripted part? Are you able to see it? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Uh, So are the guidelines which is to your left, is it good enough? I mean, is it visible, or do you want me to minimize the size and just go? Because see, after this, when it comes to guidelines, what will happen is there won't be so many. We will be just talking about the answers. Okay, like tell me about yourself. What is that you're supposed to do? All right, we will be just talking about the question and answer. So if this is visible and if this is good enough for you, we shall go ahead and start the class exactly at 2 o'clock. I am just waiting for your information, for your inputs. Sir, your afternoon. Thank you, Harish. Wish you the same. Thank you for joining in. Sharmila, Maunika, good afternoon. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon, Aarti. Okay, Muttumani Subramani. All right, great. Vinay Verma from RIEE Raipur. Okay. And it is exactly to Hi Arbaz. Welcome to the class. I think I'm going to give 5 extra minutes to those who are going to take some time. Uh, 5 minutes should be good enough. In the meanwhile, let's talk about certain important things for those of you who are here. Stop expecting what the what do you say, the interviewer is going to ask you, and start reflecting on how good your answers can be. A humble request for this session is I request all of you to please carry a pen and paper handy, or keep a pen and paper handy for two reasons. One, when you are listening to the entire session, if you get any question, you can write it down, and end of the session, you can go ahead and you can ask me about it. Or the second thing why I would like you to do it is because as and when you get points to talk for your questions, please make a note of it, and it will help you, to better your answers when it comes to personal interview. Now, few things that I need to tell you is this is not the exact answer. This is not the only answer that you can give, but then you can base your answers on the hints that are given in this particular exercise. And we will share this book with you if at all. Please leave your email address at the end of the session. Please leave your email address with us if you want this book to reach you. Once this book reaches you, you can write all the answers and you can experiment with it. This is a workbook, so I'm sure it will help. It will help you with a lot of information. There are already model answers within this workbook. So based on that, you can come up with your own answers and really make hay out of the sun that's shining. All right. So without further ado, I would like to go ahead and start the session, if that's okay with you. Or should we wait for another 2 more minutes? What do you guys say? Come on, interact with me. Do you think we should wait for a couple of more minutes, and or do you think we should go ahead and start? Till 2:05. Hello Nandini, hello Sharmila, hello Pushpendra, hi Sanjay, hi Gaurav, Manoj, Vimala, Natraj says start. Okay, boss. Hi Monisha, hi Natraj, hi Gaurav Dwivedi. All right. So first, before I do start, few things that I will need to tell you is about the guidelines. All the questions aren't mandatory in your interview. Whatever questions that we are seeing over here, these questions are mandatory. It's not that every question will come in your interview. The questions listed here are a compilation of various interviews. All right. We have spoken to a lot of people. We have got the questions from them, and then we put it onto this book. The model answers are mere suggestions. They aren't the real answers. All right. The answers which are there in this book are just model answers. It is not for you to by heart. We insist that you answer the questions on your own within the given area. It would be great if at all you answer the question on your own, and it is also advisable that you get your answers verified by your mentor or your trainer, whoever it is. Please use positive insights as examples wherever required. Whenever there are examples required, please make sure. Let's make sure that that you give positive examples and not negative examples. What's the difference between a positive example and a negative example? It is very straightforward. A positive example is where the outcome of whatever you have done is positive. A negative example is what the outcome of whatever you've done has turned negative. As simple as that. All right. Um, Ensure you finish answering these questions at least a week before your interview. Yeah, this particular book which can be handed over to you, I want you guys to make sure that you finish writing the answers to the books at least a couple of, at least a week before, if not at least a couple of days before, so that before going to the interview, you can just have a look. Do not by heart these answers. It should be what do you say? These answers are there only for, these answers should come out naturally. Okay, that's all I'm trying to tell you. Do refer to this document a night before your interview. If some of your answers did not work, make corrections to the same in the future reference. Remember, it works if you work it. Your participation here holds prime importance. All right. So basically, as long as you are actively involved in your own betterment, anything is possible. All right. So moving on from here, it is exactly 2:06. So I'll start off with the first question. The first question, obviously, everyone is going to ask you is tell me something about yourself. This is where a lot of us go wrong. Okay, I'm going to explain the scenario. You're going to knock and you're going to enter if this is a face-to-face interview, but most of the interviews right now will be an online interview. So you will already be sitting in an there will already be a person there, and you would have sent your resume to that particular person. The person goes through your resume and they say, "Hi, whatever your name is, go ahead, tell me something about yourself." And you again start with your name. All right, 90. This is what a lot of people do, and it ticks off the HR when the person already knows your name. Why do you want to start with your name again? All right. So what is the best way to do? You can talk a little bit on your interpersonal skills, what kind of a person you are. You can talk about the workshops you have attended. You can talk about the learning competencies. You can talk about a bit about your personal self, like your likes, your dislikes, your most memorable moment, your greatest accomplishment, how many people in your family, so on and so forth. All right. See, almost you have 7 points. All right. 7 points. You can talk about what you learned in your project. You can talk. They want to know you as a person. All right. So talk about yourself. What do you like? What don't you like? All right. What are your interests? All right. What are your hobbies? What was your most memorable trip? What was the most memorable accomplishment of yours? How did your project go? Or how did your internship go? It has to be a combination of personal as well as professional. All right. So talk about yourself in a combination of personal and professional. You choose what is good for you. All right. And go ahead and talk about it. If you have 5 to 6 main points, like the most memorable moment, my likes, my dislikes, my strength, what I learned in the workshop, and how did I do my project, all right? Or what did you learn from your internship? 6 points. Even if you write three lines per point, 6 threes are 18 lines, all right? 18 lines is more than enough for you to start off your first question. All right. In the first question, it says, if at all you are able to say 18 lines without stammering, without any sort of hesitation, it's amazing for you to start your interview. It's an amazing way to start your interview. Okay. So This is tell me something about yourself. Talk about yourself. Do not start off with your name. Is it wrong if you start off with your name? It is not wrong. It is redundant. All right. It's just redundant. All right. Let's move on to the next question. What is your passion? If you are really passionate about engineering, then make sure you talk about what are the things that you have done in your engineering. All right. If it's not engineering, then please make sure whatever you tell does not affect engineering. If your passion is photography, if your passion is writing, if your passion is traveling, if your passion is being an artist, if your passion is further education, all right, and you go sit in an interview and you say my passion is this, my passion is that, and you are least interested in the interview that is happening, all right, then what's the point of you sitting in the chair? Are you telling the interviewer that you are going to do something that you're absolutely not passionate about just because it pays money? All right. So if it is your passion is not engineering, then talk about something else, but do not involve too much into it. Don't cling on to the fact that you did not continue your passion. Don't feel bad that you did not uh, talk about you could not continue your passion, maybe dancing or maybe singing, painting, whatever it is. All right, talk how you are trying to do various activities to find what your passion is. If you haven't found out your passion, then tell them how you're doing various activities to figure out what your passion is. Do not answer negatively, I have no passion, and lean forward while answering the same. This shows a positive body language. All right? So these are the things to keep in mind when you're talking about your passion. What is success to you and how would you measure it? All right. Everyone has a different way of looking at success. For some, it's building a house. For some, it's going on a world tour. For some, it is taking care of the loans on their head. For some, it is buying the most, it is materialistic. So you need to have what, according to you, all right, is success, and how would you measure it? When would you say that you are successful? All right, what makes you successful? Is building a house of your own, or buying a car of your own, or going on a world tour, taking your parents along? What, according to you, you think makes you successful is what is important over here. All right. So when they ask you this question, what they're really looking at is how involved you are with your own self. That is what is being projected. What is your greatest fear? All right. Talk about taking care of dependent people in your family. What is your greatest fear? Will I be able to take care of the people in my family? Will I be able to take care of the bills that are going to come in? Or if at all, even being jobless and times like this, in a pandemic like this, all right, not getting a job is also one of the biggest fears. Um, However, if at all you do not know what is your greatest fear, then you can always talk about an insect or a reptile or a rodent that scares the living daylights out of you. But keeping it professional, talk about how you go, what are your plans of facing the future during such pandemic times, and how you're going to keep your family afloat. All right. So when it comes to what is your greatest fear, you can talk about any of these. What makes you angry? The nature of this question is to check your threshold. Are you quick-tempered? Are you short-tempered person? Are you emotional person? All right. For example, corruption, getting bullied, inappropriate acts like bribe, rape, etc. Don't make it personal. The whole point is, sir, when I see such things, no, I feel like taking a knife and killing them off. Don't do that. It's not a right. It's not a right sign. Yes, I know you're frustrated. Yes, I know that when you come across pedophiles, people who rape children and all, you really want to cut them into pieces. I understand. But at the same time, please understand you're sitting in an interview. All right, it's a professional interview. All right, and professionalism is expected out of you. So whatever makes you angry, you can go ahead and talk about it, but at the same time, don't involve or indulge too much into it. All right, it is not going to help. All right, let it be general and don't make it personal. Also, some of you might have faced certain incidents in your life which you are really not comfortable talking about. If you are not comfortable talking about, make sure you do not talk about it in the interview. All right? Or do not even give us a hint in the interview, because we are very good at picking up hints, and we will ask you questions which are going to be hurtful. Clear? So please, please, please do not ask stupid questions, and keep yourself in control. What have you done about it? When they say what have you done about it, they're asking you what have you done about your anger. All right? Are you just going to say that I am very angry and you are going to leave it at that? Or the nature of the question is, if you haven't done anything, talk about the laws and laws, rules, and protests, or would you try to rescue it if you are a witness to an event? All right. So, what makes you angry, and after that, what have you done to change about it? If you've done anything to change about it, even it could be your own self, right? Sir, I have promised myself to be more disciplined, right? Fair enough. So, when whatever makes you angry, make sure that you have done something about it. Otherwise, you'll just be a person who's sitting and talking. This is another amazing question. How do you deal with criticism and failure? First of all, they will ask you what according to you is failure. All right? What according to you is failure? Failure is what you think. All right? Basically, and not giving an attempt to anything is failure, according to me. All right? If I have attempted something and then I failed, that was probably lack of effort, or that was probably my bad luck, or that was probably I was ill-informed, or that was I still need to improve. All right? So the results can be anything. But for me, failure is when you haven't even tried. All right? So how do you deal with criticism and failure? The best way to answer is to tell them that you work on it to become better, and you would only take it positively because they are talking about your loopholes. Well, if it does not relate to you, if the criticism or the failure does not relate to you, meaning it is not because of your fault that something happened, then and people say no, it is your fault, and they keep on pointing fingers at you, then tell them that it is not. I'm not affected by criticism which is not true, and I make sure I surge forward and keep my head up. Right? Failure is one of the motivation. Yes, you can say all that in your answers. Any regrets? Would you like to change it? All right. Any regrets in your past? Would you like to change it? Well, my past, you can always say things like, my past has been the reason of what I am today. Okay. I do not wish to change. It was good or bad. If you have instances to change, go ahead and talk about it. Remember, your answer should not contradict your resume or your previous answers. All right. What do we mean by this? Is there anything that you would like to change your past? For those of you who wanted to write medical, wanted to become doctors, you wrote your medical exam, you did not get enough marks, then you became engineer. All right. So, any regrets? Would you like to change it? Yes, sir. I would like to go back and study medical properly and become a doctor. That means you have absolutely no interest in the job that you are applying for. Zero interest in the job that you are applying for. Clear, and that will create a very negative uh, frame about you in the interviewer's mind. So, if there is anything that you want to change, all right, except the doctor thing, you would like to change anything, go ahead, talk about it. But if you would not like to change anything in your life, and you strongly feel that whatever you are is because of the mistakes and the what do you say, the victories that you had in your life, then say I would not like to change any part of my life. Work or family, choose fun. If family comes first, I will definitely abide by the rules of the company. I choose family because I'm the only person to take care of my family, and I can take the help of my team members if it is required. If you choose family first of all, why would they ask you this question? Who would ask you to choose between work and family, and why would they ask you to choose between work and family? They just want to ask you this question to put you under pressure and see how well do you stick to whatever you are. All right. So if you choose your family first, you can always say, "Sir, family comes first, no matter what, and I'm going to choose my family." I am working in an office, and I'm sure there are people above me, my seniors, my super seniors, my managers, who will be able to handle the work without me for a little bit. All right. I will tell them what is the scene. I will tell them what the issue is, and then go about choosing. Then I'll go about taking care of my family. But if work comes first for you, say I have a family, or I have siblings, or I have neighbors to take care of the situation, and that you are not a doctor to go there and change anything. But if there is anything immediate, surely you will inform your superior, know that there is an emergency in the family, and there might be a possibility that you have to leave on your own. All right. So whatever you choose, all right, you decide what it is. But once you choose something, stick to that. If you choose family, stick to it. If you choose work, stick to it. All right. They just want to see whether you live up to your words or not. Clear? Do you prefer working alone or in a team? All right. Do you prefer working alone or in a team? The answer can be something like, in fact, I'm comfortable either way, but I prefer working in a team because each and everyone has a different point of view on the problem. While working as a team, we can come up with most efficient ideas for a given problem. If you like to work alone, talk about how you will always be a team player and adapt yourself with the teammates for the benefit of the team. All right. So it's up to you. Again, do you like to work alone or do you like to work in a team? All right. It's better you say I like to work in a team for the reason being, end of the day you're going to work in a team. All right. So you have to be a part of this team. Yeah, and being in a team teaches you a lot of things. All right, sharing, caring, working dedicatedly, being focused. All right. So working in a team is also right. Working alone is also right. Whatever your preference is, please select that. What type of people annoy you? There are some people who annoy us, like gossip mongers, time stealers, people who come and waste your time, people who ill-treat others or you. Explain how you stay away from such people, maintaining acceptable social interactions. All right? Tell them that I really do not like people who gossip behind my back. I never go. That shows that you are immature and you're emotional. All right. So instead of that, you say, I don't like people who gossip, but if they happen to be in my surroundings, I just try to keep to myself. All right. What if such a person is there in your team? Annoying people are everywhere. All right. I would like to keep a relationship. I would like to keep the relationship professional. I've been in many groups in my college or in my school where I've handled people who are annoying. All right. Give examples of how you handled annoying people in your life before, and do tell them that strictly maintaining a professional relationship with them would help you cope up with such annoying people. Will you be will you be accountable for team's mistake? What they are trying to ask is, if the team has gone wrong somewhere, will you be ready to take the team's mistake, or will you say it was not my mistake? I did my part very well. It was the remaining people. The answer is yes. As a team, it is always my responsibility to be accountable for the team, because success and failure should equally be accepted. When you are in a team, both success and failure should be equally accepted. You cannot say no. I want only success. Failure and all is not mine. Clear? How are you different from others? The nature of the question, whether you compare yourself with others, right? First of all, acknowledge the fact that there are people who can be better than you, who are better learned than you. But at the same time, tell them that you are here to give your 100% for the company. So if there is someone who is different from you, there could be, but then at the same time, you also have some strengths. All right, talk about your strengths. Talk about how you can bring in your abilities inside the team and make the team more effective. Talk about how you can learn from others and others can learn from you. Do not disrespect anyone, especially in this one. Okay? Describe your resume. If someone says describe your resume, talk about your achievements, your projects, your internship, languages, technical languages that you're familiar with, etc. Apart from technical knowledge, talk about other qualities. When we said apart from technical knowledge, talk about other qualities, we are asking you about your strength. Whatever your strength is. For example, I am a hardworking person. You need to give an example. How did you consider yourself to be hardworking? It's not that you got up one day and you were hardworking, right? Tell that. Give me an example. Like, going to college every day is not hardworking or punctual. All right, you're supposed to do that. Okay, so apart from going to college and helping out your parents, if at all you're doing something to keep yourself afloat during college, or to keep your knowledge levels enriched, those please talk about those. Talk about your passion. Talk about your ability to be a team leader. Talk about how flexible you are, how adaptable you are. All right. So talk about yourself when they are not talking, when they ask you about non-technical aspects. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Have a plan for any one of you to get a promotion. At least you will need 5 years in the same company. Okay. So the first 2 years, the first 6 months will be gone in training you, and then 2 years will be gone in you becoming adept with the system, and then you apply. Then when it is time, you apply for a promotion, and after that you might get selected. So the next 5 years, tell them that you would be still working for the company and probably applying to gain higher designations and in the company. Will you lie for the company? All right. If you ask me, will I lie for the company? The answer is no, I will not lie, because when I lie, I am not only committing a huge mistake for now, I have to tell 100 other lies to cover up this one lie. All right. And also, I am talking about the company. All right. If I lie and I get caught, it is not me. It's not only me who's going to be in trouble. It is the entire company can face a lawsuit. All right, they can face huge problems. Okay, so will you lie for the company? There are some people who say, if my manager or my super manager is asking me to tell this to a particular client, and that is going to be helpful, I am going to lie. All right. So the choice is yours. All right. Are you going to lie or not? So the question over here is, are you going to lie when directed? No, no one is asking you, are you going to lie when I'm asking you to lie? It's just asking whether you will lie for the company. All right. So go ahead and tell them what you will do for the company. Policy says you cannot marry a co-worker. What if you had to betray the company? Nature of the question is to just check how realistic you are. Not going against the policy of the company is the right thing. Tell them that you'll talk to your seniors to check if at all any consideration can be given. But at the same time, tell them if at all it comes to one of us leaving the company, then it will be my spouse, not me. All right? And smile when you're telling this. Clear? How did you utilize the quarantine period? Talk about the workshops you attended. Tell them how you try to better yourself in technical languages. Also the quarantine helps you to better focus on your co-curricular activities and complete them more effectively. Talk about how you invested time in bettering your communication, your language. All right. So tell positive things about what you did during the quarantine period. Don't just tell we ate, we slept, we woke up, and that was the end of it. All right. That cannot happen. That really cannot happen. All right. So talk about the things that you have done in the quarantine period. For non-IT people, why didn't you focus more on coding when you knew that you are going to when you knew that you are going to attend an IT company? Why didn't you focus more on the IT subjects? Then you can tell them, sir or ma'am, that you have been a part of many college clubs, you are doing well in your own department. In addition to it, you try to gain the basic knowledge of IT jobs. All right. So, you are not only good in your own subjects, but also you have tried to pick up in IT field, and you started devoting more time to it. All right. Tell them that you are putting in your best. All right, to learn the languages for the IT. Why are you attending IT interview when you are a non-IT professional? Tell them that since you are the only earning member or whatever it is, all right, since you understood from your college that not many core jobs are going to be there, you went ahead and you increased the opportunities for yourself, and you prepared yourself for various domains. All right, both for IT as well as non-IT domains. All right, tell them that you have put in efforts to not only be good in your subjects but also in IT, because from my college I got to know that there are going to be only a lot of IT jobs when compared to non-IT jobs. So I prepared myself for an IT job also. Why should I hire you when I have IT people available? Again, this question is for non-IT people. Because in addition to coding, I have also knowledge about my domain, which will be an advantage to the company. You will have to give examples as to how you are going to bring in the knowledge from your domain and benefit the company. All right. You are from a different domain and you also have learned the IT skills, how you can amalgamate both these skills and how it is going to be fruitful for the company. All right. So you can tell I have knowledge of not only of IT, but I also have knowledge about my domain also. So I think I deserve to work for an IT job. Why should I choose you over other person who has better resume technically? Um, do not make a mistake of comparing yourself over here. All right, they are just putting pressure on you. Talk about how you've been an active participant in other organizations of your college, how you possess the skills like teamwork, people handling, and multitasking, how you have been alert in knowing what is good for you, what is not good for you, and choosing the right path for you. All right. So do not make the mistake of comparing over here. Do not make the mistake of, sir, I can do better than IT people, sir. I know there are so many IT people who don't. Don't do that. All right. Instead, talk about your strengths. Talk about your willingness to give 100% to the company. That is more important. Tell them that I'm not here to compare myself, but I can assure you this, that I am here to give my 100% to the company. Because that's the maximum you can do. Are you confident or overconfident? Confidence is when you know who you are. Overconfidence is when you are trying to be someone else. All right. So confidence is me sitting in front of you. Overconfidence is me assuming that I got the job, which is not true as yet. What are other companies you have? All right. I'm back again. I'm sorry, there was some issues, some kind of connectivity issue, man. I mean, it was real bad luck. Okay, now that we are back, let's go back to our question, which was, have you been interviewed by other companies? Now, am I now audible? Am I now visible? All right, so I'm going to continue with you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. So, going back to the question, have you applied for other companies? Have you learned? Have you got a job over there? Tell them that yes, this was the company that I was waiting for. Your company was the company that I was waiting for because the job description and everything suits my expectation. All right. So just to be safe, I also had applied to another company. I've given the interview over there. I have not yet received the results and I am waiting for the results. All right. So I wanted to be safe than being sorry. So I have given what do you say interviews in other companies is something that you can go ahead and tell them, which is not going to be much of an issue or it is not going to create much of an issue. All right. Next question. What are your work ethics? You can talk about being disciplined, time management, team player, decision making, punctuality, taking informed decisions, initiating work, leadership, positive attitude, adaptability, hardworking, sincerity. You can choose any one of these. All right. You can choose any one of these, and you can see which works for you, or you can choose any two or three of these, see which works for you, and you'll have to give examples as to why this is the only thing that you these are the things that you have, and why do you have them, why do you think you have them, and what makes you say you have them. All right. So what kind of work ethics do you have? So tell them this is what I have and this is what I possess. Are you comfortable with any working location? Before you go ahead and you answer this question, I would request all of you to sit down with your mom and dad once, speak to them whether they are okay with you traveling outside the state, traveling outside the country, and then tell them, because it's just not your decision. Please understand that. I understand some of you feel that you've grown up and you have to make the decision for yourself, but also remember there is mom and dad. They might have few plans, so don't say yes to the company and then come back and say no. All right. So before you say yes to the company, speak to your mom and dad. Tell them what is going to happen, and tell them, when you go to another state, they will take care of you. They'll tell you where to stay and how close to the office you can stay. Initially, they'll help you set up, stay and all. All right. The companies will just not say, okay, fine, this is where you're supposed to stay, and we don't know how you are going to stay. They will make sure. They will at least give you information about where to stay, how to stay, and all those things. All right. So speak to your parents, convince them first, and then if at all you're okay with any work location, go ahead and say yes. But if you are particular of a work location, then do tell the company that you are only particular of this place, this destination, and you would not like to work anywhere else. Is it good? No, it isn't. All right. Would you work on extra shifts? Just justify your answer by telling them if the whole company is working or if the entire team is working extra shifts, then it becomes your duty also to work with the team. All right. If the team is working, then you are also going to work. Or if the job demands for it, you are going to do it. But then it is not going to be on a regular scale. Simple as that. On the scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself? 5 to 6 is average, where you are saying, I am not all that bad, I need to work on my communication skills, I need to work on my technical skills, and also tell them how you're planning to develop. All right. If you want to give yourself a 7 or an 8, then you have to be really good in your communication. You have to be really good in your technical skills, and you have to be you need to have that confidence of putting a smile on your interviewer's face when you're talking. All right. Then I would say go ahead, rate yourself a 7 or a 8, or a 5 or a 6 should do. There are a lot of things that we need to learn. There are a lot of things that we need to imply and imbibe. So we are not going to just stop at 5 or 6. We are going to become the best. Discuss about the salary expectations. Well, the salary expectations are very, very clear and straightforward. You will only say as per company policy. Please do not talk about how much you are expecting. All right. Before you go to the interview, your college TPO will give you the information as to what is the salary they are going to give you. So if you're okay with it, only then go to the interview. If you're not okay with it, do not go to the interview. As simple as that. All right. Second thing, when they ask you about your salary, say as per company policy. Don't go to negotiate immediately. If they insist on negotiating, then negotiate. If at all you say this is my first job and what I need to look at is getting a job and getting the experience, and I am okay with whatever the company is paying me. Clear? Rate me as an interviewer. Some people have asked this question, rate me as an interviewer. Go ahead and rate them. They have been kind to you. They have spoken nice to you. They have given you all the information that you need. They have been nice to you. So no problems, right? So tell them, like, since you've been nice to me, I'm going to give you a 10 on 10 or whatever you feel. Don't say, how can I rate you, sir? I will not rate you, sir. Why are they asking you this question? All right. They want to see whether you are active, whether you are a person who is aware of the surroundings. Are you a person who is bold enough to tell what is there in front of you? You can give a 10 on 10, you can give a 9 on 10, you can give 8 on 10, you can give 5 on 10. All right. But please make sure that you give a proper reason as to why you are giving that. All right. Do you have any questions for me? Every interview will end with this particular question. Do you have any questions for me? And the answer is, before joining the company, is there anything that I need to learn? Before joining the company, are there any courses that I need to do? Before joining the company, is there anything that I need to learn and come? All right. How long is going to be the training process? And should I learn something before I join the training process, provided I am selected to this company? Please ask interviewers questions. They want you guys to talk, all right? And when you ask them a question, it shows that you are interested in the job that you are giving an interview for, all right? It shows that you are interested. So kindly make sure that you ask them a question before you say yes or no. All right? Describe yourself as a person. Talk about your strengths. Talk about how you are getting rid of your weaknesses. I'll give you a 5-point strategy as to when they ask you about your weakness, how you're supposed to talk. First, identify your weakness. Second, talk about the problems your weakness caused in your life. Third, what are the steps you took to overcome the weakness? Fourth, what are the challenges you faced while implementing those changes? Fifth, how is your life now? Clear? these are the things that you can talk about whenever you're talking about your weakness. Again, I'm going to repeat. First one, identify your weakness. Second one, talk about the problems that your weakness caused in your life. Third one, what are the initiatives you took to overcome the weakness? Fourth one, what are the challenges you faced while implementing those changes? And fifth one, how is your life now? This is how we talk about weakness. We don't say, I am angry, I am very short-tempered, I cannot handle all this and walk away. No, we don't do that. All right. We also tell them what are the steps that we are undertaking to overcome our weaknesses. All right. Talk about whatever you do for fun also and how you're trying to learn new things. What to do if you do not know the answer to the question they ask. Apologize for your ignorance. The best thing to do is don't say, sir, I knew it, sir, it's coming, sir, 2 minutes, sir. No, don't do all that. All right. First, apologize for your ignorance. All right. Tell them that you are sorry that you do not know the answer. Ask them if they ask them for time, if at all you can recollect. But if you do not know the answer, tell them directly, I do not know the answer to this. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared for this. All right. But if they give you the answer, if they prompt you the answer, thank them for it and tell them that you will be better prepared from next time. All right. Well, that's about it. Here we come to the end of my questions and answers. Please leave your email address over here so that we can get in touch with you. Also, there is a course called, where you can have a personal one-on-one mock interview with me. All right. It is there in one of the courses which is there. So you can directly have a mock interview with me. You can schedule it, and then I will take your mock interview and give you a detailed feedback on every question that I ask. All right. So those of you who are interested, you can log on to genesistraining.in, and there is a particular course which you will have to register with me. Register, and given the time and date, we'll fix in an appointment, and you and I can have an online interview, and I will give you a feedback on the aspects where you need to improve, how you need to improve, and how you can make it in a short period of time, especially in times like this. All right. So do log on to genesistraining.in. There are a lot of courses which can help you, and especially for interview, there are a lot of courses that can help you, and we would love to share those things with you. And also, please do let us know if at all you would need this book. We will write in your email address once this session is over, because next what we are going to get into is a question and answer round, all right, wherein you can ask your questions and I will be answering your questions. Okay, that's exactly at 3 we are going to start that. So if you can, if you need anything from us, drop an email and we will be more than happy to help you out with the same. All right. And also, if you are interested, please do log in and please do take an appointment with me. My name is Akshay, Akshay Vijayendra Agasthya, for your mock interviews, and I would love to see you there. All right, so it's 3 now, question and answer round. Anyone with questions, go ahead, shoot them. Please follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on, no, we are not on Twitter. We are there on Facebook, we are there on Insta, we are there on YouTube. Subscribe, follow. We'll have many such programs, 3 programs for the benefit of the students, and those of you who are interested can always log in and take, make benefit of it. So, are there any questions that you want to ask me? Hope this session was helpful for you and it has answered many of your questions. Anyone with questions? Okay. Thank you. If no one has questions, then thank you so much. How can we feel comfortable in the interview? Gayatri, being practicing for the interview is one thing that you should do, and write down the answer to these questions. All right, you will be comfortable. Sir, how could expect from Wipro interview? Um, Issue, honey, I mean, it would be the same round of interviews, man. It is when it comes to interviews, it's going to be the same questions that they are going to ask. All right, it's going to be out of one of these questions. They will concentrate more on your technical. They will look at what your projects are, how many projects you've done. They will ask you questions on those. Anyone else with questions? You're most welcome, Ravi. If they ask you questions about vaccination and all, just talk to them about what you know about the vaccination. Thank you, Mr. Brahmani. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.